Welcome to Session 3 of Mid-Program Workshop. At this point in Mid-Program Workshop, you have reflected on the past 2 months, you focused in on your community action project, and you either have or have started to come up with a very strong idea for your project. This session is all about taking that idea and making it into a reality. How will you bring this idea to life and reach the goal you've set out for your project? Right now, think about a project that you have recently implemented that was successful. What made it successful and what challenges were presented? Could you have planned better for those challenges? Take a moment, pause the video, and think about this question. When you're done thinking of this, press play. Hopefully reflecting on a previous project provided you with some insight into how to approach the planning of your community action project. Now is the time to start to strategically plan your project so that you're equipped to implement it when you return home. Let's quickly review your dates and deliverables, which are presented to you in Session 2. As a reminder, you will develop a CLI Community Action Project profile using a CSP template, which Thomas will share with you later during the session by October 15th. You'll receive feedback and finalize that by November 5th, which the IRIX team will pull from to create your end-of-program Networking Expo poster. After returning home, you'll want to continue to provide updates to your IRIX advisor and attend optional monthly discussion sessions about your project, and you'll submit a final reflection report due July 2018. Let's also review the Partnering for Stronger Communities grant program very quickly here. Just as a reminder, the Partnering for Stronger Communities grant program supports continued collaboration among the global CSP network of U.S. host organizations, leaders, and alumni. This grant will potentially allow your host supervisor to travel to your home country to help you implement your follow-on project next year. You will learn much more about this during video 3 of this session and on the CLI. And as a reminder, your community action project planning and implementation should really allow you to exercise the new skills and knowledge you've gained on this program through the CLI courses, completing your PLP, and your practicum work. Now, you still have a few CLI courses to engage in that can also help you plan your project, such as the next course, Strategic Partnership Building, and then a course on motivating teams. You also have supplemental optional courses and webinars, which can be very useful for planning. We just launched the Monitoring and Evaluation Supplemental Learning course on the CLI. You can find that there and explore that course. We also have these other courses available or soon to be available, the Budgeting and Proposal Writing, and Innovative Fundraising. All of these you can access at your own will and time to help you plan and implement your project. We really hope you take advantage of these resources to help you grow your skills. So before you move on to the next video, we want to share with you some advice and perspective from 2016 alumni who just completed implementing their projects this summer. Based on a survey that they completed, the greatest challenges that they face are listed on this screen. Funding is the #1 challenge that they faced, which is why we emphasize to all of you to really create low resource projects. You can also see that juggling other existing commitments was a challenge for some of the fellows. This is why we really emphasize creating a project that's realistic for the time that you can devote to it or your team members can devote to it. And it's really wonderful if you can plan a project that's already integrated into the work you do back home. The timing of the project was also a challenge for some fellows due to some political or social instabilities in the country. Also a lack of human resources, political or legal roadblocks, and some other challenges that they have faced that were more specific to them personally. Keep all of this in mind as you start to plan your project. To provide some perspective on how many alumni actually received funding for their projects, here's their responses. You can see that about half, a little over half, of people who responded did not receive funding for their project, whereas a little over 40% of respondents did receive some funding. So do keep that in mind for a bit of perspective for what alumni have experienced implementing their projects. Alumni also provided really useful qualitative advice when asked what they would want the 2017 fellows to know before implementing your project. Some of their responses include, I want them to learn how to be more flexible and be enthusiastic about sharing about their community action follow-on projects. If they have this energy and interest, other people will also get interested about the project. Another alumni said, they can always draw from the support and networks in the CSP community to be able to implement their project. Another alumni shared the advice of stay motivated in spite of the challenges that may show up. Stay connected to your vision and goals. And another alumni advised, it's not easy to identify resources, but there will always be opportunities in the community which may not necessarily be money. It's all about networking. We've compiled a lot of different advice in the handout under the resources section of this session. You can read much more that alumni have shared for you. The next video will focus on taking your idea to action by understanding who could help support you within your network or outside of your current network, who you want to bring in. So now move ahead to the second video.